Alright, everybody, we're working on a word problem today. Not the most difficult, not the easiest. We're trying to find out what is the price of this latte with 20% off. So, we're dealing with 20% off. Remember, when we're taking percentages of something, like I want to find 20% of $1, of in math typically means multiplication. And we can rewrite percentages as decimals. So 20%, not 0%, I mean 20% can be rewritten as 0.20. Just like 5% would then equal 0.05 as the decimal. Try this one. What would this equal as the decimal? The answer is 0.70. So now that we have percentages down and how we can write them as decimals, let's go back to the problem. So just as an example, if I want to find 20% of $1, instead of writing 20%, how am I going to multiply this thing by 20%? Well, that would be by rewriting it as a decimal. And then we can rewrite 1 as 100 over 100, right? And the decimal 0.20 as 2 over 10. Now, this would be how you solve to find percentages off of certain things. If we combine these, we're going to get 20 over 100, which equals 0.2. So 20% of $1 is 20 cents. Now let's go back to the latte problem. Here we're given 3.50. So instead of 3.50, I'm going to rewrite that in fraction form so it's easier for us to multiply. To write this in fraction form, we're going to have 350 on the top, 100 on the bottom. Now what about 20%? 20% we can change into 2 over 10. Alright. Now, if we want to find the price before tax with 20% off, we need to know what 20% of this latte is, right? And the way we would find that is by multiplying these two together. So 350 over 100. I'm gonna write a dollar sign next to it just so we know what we're dealing with. And this being a percent, I'm not gonna write percent next to it. So what does this equal? Well, the zeros here will cancel out. We're gonna have 2 times 35 over 100. Let's go a line down now. What is 2 times 35? 70 over 100. So what is this? Well, if 350 over 100 was $3.50, 70 over 100 would be 70 cents. What did we just find though, right? Well, we found 20% off. How much that is? So 20% off of $3.50 is equal to 70 cents. Now, what we need to do to find the price of this thing is subtract. We're going to do $3.50 minus $0.70. So you can try to subtract these mentally. I'm gonna rewrite these in fraction form to make the subtraction a little easier. So 350 over 100 minus 70 over 100 will be equal to 280 over 100. And if we convert 280 over 100 back into dollar form, we'll find that we get $2.80, which is our answer. We're finding what 20% off of $3.50 is before tax. So we find first what 20% is. Once we find what 20% is, we subtract it from $3.50, and that takes 20% off. So $2.80 is how much our latte cost. With 20% off before tax. Thank you for watching.